are forces in mythology that do not destroy us through violence. They do not arrive with swords or armies. They arrive at the moment we are about to be nourished, and they take it away. In Greek mythology, these forces were called the Harpies. Phineus was a king, but more than this, he was a seer. A man gifted with prophecy, able to perceive what others could not. He could see beyond the surface of reality, into what was hidden, into what had not yet arrived. But insight came at a cost. Because there are truths the world is not always ready to hear. And according to the myth, Phineus revealed too much. For this, he was punished. He was placed upon an island, and every day a feast was set before him. Bread, fruit, wine, enough to sustain him, enough to restore him. But just as he reached to eat, they descended, the Harpies, winged spirits of storm and violent air. They came suddenly, like a scream within the wind, snatching the food from the table or corrupting it where it lay, leaving behind rot, decay, stench. And then they vanished. Again and again and again, Phineus was left starving, not because nourishment was absent, but because it was never allowed to reach him. And this is where the myth reveals its deeper meaning. The Harpies are not creatures in the ordinary sense. They do not belong to the earth. They are beings of air, wind, movement, interruption, part woman, part bird. Ancient symbols of instinct, vision, and forces that move between worlds. But the Harpies do not observe from above. They intervene, sudden, sharp, uninvited. They appear at one precise moment, the moment something is about to become part of us, and they make it impossible to consume. Food in myth is rarely just food. It represents nourishment, continuation, integration. So when the Harpies descend, they are not merely stealing a meal. They are interrupting something that no longer truly aligns. The Harpies are the force that prevents false nourishment from becoming part of the self. And they do not explain themselves. They simply arrive and make the old way impossible. Phineus is not only a man of myth, he is a pattern, a reflection. Because there are moments in life where we too become like him. We search endlessly, we consume information, wisdom, voices, teachings, endless stimulation, and yet nothing nourishes us anymore. The spark fades, the hunger deepens, and so we search harder, but the more we reach, the more the cycle continues. And this is the threshold, the strange moment where movement no longer comes through effort, where clarity no longer arrives through more input, but through stillness, not empty stillness, living stillness, the kind that appears when the search finally falls quiet. Because sometimes what blocks us is not the absence of nourishment, but the inability to receive it. And then something changes. Across the sea, the Argonauts arrive, not as saviors, but as movement itself, a gathering of forces, each carrying a different gift, a different function. And among them are the Boreads, the winged sons of the north wind. When the Harpies descend once more, the Boreads pursue them. For the first time, the cycle breaks, not through destruction, but through clearing, like a storm wind sweeping through stagnant air. And this is important. The Harpies are not killed because they are not evil. They are part of the balance itself. The interruption only appears when something within us is no longer aligned. There are seasons in life where nothing feels nourishing anymore. Where old passions fade, where old identities collapse, where even the things we once loved feel strangely empty. And perhaps this is not failure, perhaps it is not punishment. Perhaps something within us is refusing to consume what no longer belongs to who we are becoming. The Harpies do not leave us empty, they leave us ready, because like the north wind, clarity does not come when we chase it. It comes when the noise quiets, when the searching stops, and when what was always trying to reach us is finally able to enter. If nothing is nourishing you right now, is it time to search more, or finally make space? If this path resonated with you, there are more journeys waiting within the labyrinth. More myths, more symbols, more forgotten realms waiting to be remembered. Continue the journey.